The Tempest, directed by Lindsay Higgins. This is a wonderful production. The funny people were funny, the lovers were lovely, the villains were villains, Caliban rocked, and the magic performed by Ariel and a team of 3 dancers was magical. And I got into the rehearsal room only after many of these wonderful solutions had already been found by the director and the cast. The actor playing Ariel, for example, had already made up most of his own songs for the show, and he made them up each time he did the scene, which meant they were different each time, but also meant they were totally his. So I threw away my supremely brilliant compositions and made a sound system that could listen to the songs he sang and determine the notes that he was singing, and then harmonize with him, no matter how he changed the songs, automatically. We're not talking 4-part harmonies here, we're talking musical touches in the style of the island of the Tempest, from a palette of island-specific sounds, making no sound that the earth owes, as Ferdinand describes it. And most importantly, I thought, avoiding clinkers, un-Ariel-like clinkers, harshly discordant notes that could sound like mistakes. I defined a clinker as being a minor second, a tritone, and a major seventh. So the system filtered those out, turning them off if they were on. Full fathom 5 thy father lies, of his bones are coral made, those are pearls that were his eyes. Nothing of him that doth fade, but doth suffer a sea change into something rich and strange. But change the palette of sounds and include some of the clinkers, and when Ariel says, "I have made you mad," the sound can veer into the red. You fools! I and my fellows are ministers of fate. The elements of whom your swords are tempered may as well wound the loud winds as diminish one dow that's in my plume. But what of our Prospero? Well, this show had to change Prospero's halfway through rehearsal. Yikes! And the actor who came in had half the time to learn one of Shakespeare's mightiest roles. He was bumpy right through final dress. By show's opening he had it, but I didn't know he was going to make it at the time, so when I built an underscore for his final speech, I built it out of loops that I could fade up and down at any moment, so that if he skipped a line, paused to remember one, or discovered a new tempo for the piece, I could follow him wherever he went. Now my charms are all o'erthrown, and what strength I have's mine own, which is most faint. Now 'tis true, I must be here confined by you, or sent to Naples. Let me not, since I have my dukedom got and pardoned the deceiver, dwell in this bare island by your spell, but release me from my bands with the help of your good hands. Gentle breath of yours my sails must fill, or else my project fails, which was to please. Now I want spirits to enforce, art to enchant, and my ending is despair, unless I be relieved by prayer, which pierces so that it assaults mercy itself and frees all faults. As you from crimes would pardon be, let your indulgence set me free.